What's up, everybody? Stacking Surfer here. Today we're going to talk about silver price. Where's it heading in the next week or two? Where's it heading the rest of the year? Let's talk about it. So I recently did a poll on my channel asking people, is it going up to 30 or down to 25 next? All right. So we're going to talk about that today. And if you stay to the end, I'll show you the poll results, which were very surprising to me. Okay. It was opposite of what I was thinking. But I'm going to show that to you guys. So let's get down to business. Let's hit it. Stacking Surfer. Like to think I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank and stack. You're still here. That's good news. So let's talk about silver, guys. This year I made a prediction. It's on my main page for YouTube of silver going to $30. Okay. I also talked about silver going down to 18. Both are possible this year. I know a lot of you don't think that's the case. I've had so many comments about my $18 silver prediction. There's no way it's going to do that. You guys, there's a big probability of that still happening. If you think there's no chance of it going back down to 18, then you don't understand all the dynamics that are going in the market right now. We could have an everything crash, okay? We could have a lot more jobs disappear. We could have unemployment to where people are selling their silver in large amounts because they just need to eat. That will drive prices down. All right, we could also see the demand in the market from a recession drive prices down, so it could happen. On the flip side, we could also see silver go way up to 30, maybe even to 40 or 50 this year. What would the conditions look like for that to happen? Well, there would have to be a lot more demand. There would also have to be a fairly strong economy still with silver. Or it could just be following gold. Maybe we have gold going up because people believe or are starting to believe in gold being a hedge of inflation, as well as a store of value, okay? A safe place to go, especially if we have more wars going on or we have more battles that are happening to the current wars that are happening. So we have dynamics that can push it up. We got dynamics that can push it down. All right. So for you guys that aren't aware, this is the San Clemente Pier. I'm walking on this right now. We have a sister pier down this way that had a big fire on it in Oceanside. So it'll probably be a while before I can get down to that pier. But I'm hoping this year to hit every pier in Southern California and do a video on them. At least that's been a couple of requests from people. So anyway, let's keep talking about silver for a minute. So the way I look at it is I like to do what's called dollar cost averaging, which is buying a little bit of silver each week. And that allows me to take into account the different swings up and the different swings down. I don't I'm not overbuying at the top. I'm not overbuying at the bottom. In addition to that, I also like to have dry powder around, so when I do see a big dip, I can pick up more. So I do dollar cost averaging, but I also do a little bit of a different strategy, which is also a baseline for dollar cost averaging. And then I will look at increasing that when the prices are on the lower end of my average over the last 12 months. And I will buy less when it's towards the top of that average over the last 12 months. So for me, that's still dollar cost averaging, but I will have a different amount that goes into each of those. So what do I do for mine? I like to buy about $100 to $200 worth of silver a week. And I do that accordingly. Depends on what's happening. So here's a cool little snack shop that's just opened up. You guys should go check that out if you're out this way. And I think they've got some memorabilia stuff there, right? And then also down at the bottom of the pier, there's a store that sells shirts. And we got Dana Point down right there. And you'll see a whole bunch of people fishing here. So a lot of people come out on the end of the pier to fish. Some of you have also probably wondered why my channel name is Stacking Surfer. I'm not producing a bunch of surfing videos. I do like to surf. It is a fun thing for me to do, and it's good recreation and exercise to do. I lost my GoPro cameras in the ocean filming my first Stacking Surfer videos. So maybe those will show up one of these days. But there's a couple reasons that I put the name in there. And one of the main reasons is I want to surf and help you guys surf the largest gold and silver waves that I believe are coming. And so the reason we're talking about silver today is how do we get prepared for this wave, okay? I hear people saying silver's going to go up to 30. I hear people saying it's going to go back down to 25. What we do know is it's probably never going back to $2, okay? I can't imagine a scenario where that happens. So I think the safe bet is that it's going to be going up over time. And And for that reason, I do like to stack it. Now, I don't invest in silver. I think silver is the worst investment you can make. It's been one of my worst investments from an investment standpoint. However, I'm not investing in silver. I'm not looking at it to get a specific return annually from it. I'm not looking at it to produce cash flow for me, okay? So for me, I'm buying silver primarily in the form of constitutional silver. That's for SHTF situations. It's also fractional silver if I need to use it to do any bartering. Okay, and I also like to buy silver rounds, and I like to buy silver sovereign coins, primarily Type 1 and Type 2 Eagles. And yes, I do buy Type 2 Eagles, and I'm not worried about the security of those, okay? I bought a bunch of them a couple weeks back. So with that said, that's the kind of silver I like to primarily have. I have had bars in the past. I have been slowly divesting myself of the larger bars so that I have a more fractional kind of silver, because I do believe the price of silver is going to go up substantially, and that it's going to be important to be able to sell it in smaller quantities, okay? Same thing with gold. I've been buying more fractional gold as well. All right, so I guess to explain that a little further, let's say the price of silver goes up to $100 and all you have is 10-ounce bars, okay? It's going to be a lot harder to sell that, plus you're having to sell a large amount of that versus if you had 1-ounce coins or rounds, or if you even had constitutional silver, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. So it'll be much easier to move those. It's a lot less expensive for people, and it'll still be more affordable. It'll be a little easier to get rid of if you need to, right? A lot of you are stacking and you never planning on selling, and that's totally fine too. But for me, I always want to have the exit strategy in mind when I start, and I always want to buy at a lower point so that I have more options for selling. Okay, I do that with anything that I'm buying. Okay, especially anything that's monetary, and then even more so when it's an investment, because I know when I invest, sometimes they're short term and sometimes they're long term, but I'm always planning on getting out of it when I invest. And that's the reason I say I'm not investing in silver. I'm not planning on just selling this. With that said, where do I think the price is going? I think it's going to go back down to 25 before it hits 30. I really do. And why is that? Well, nothing goes up forever. There's always a correction to things. I am saying 25. I'm not saying 22 or 20. I do think there's a case for it going back down to 18. But that's really going to be more of a recession that we hit into, or we're having more unemployment and people are needing to sell it to live, to pay the bills. Okay, I still see a lot of people selling silver right now, and when I go to my LCS and I talk to them about it, they tend to tell me that they're not buying a lot of silver, or their price that they're buying at is below spot price. Okay, so that kind of stinks. So at the end of the day, I think silver is going down before it goes back up, but I do think it's going to go up higher. I do think there's a very strong case for silver being above $30 by the end of the year. Kind of my prediction has been that it'll hit 30. I also think we're going to see gold a lot higher than it is today by the end of the year. But I'm not buying it based on that, okay? I buy based on what I have the funds for. I don't borrow against anything or take a loan out to buy silver. And I have sold some silver from time to time, or gold too, when I need to shore up some of my accounts to pay off debt and other things like that if it happens. Now, I also try to have a balanced portfolio too, and I recommend you guys do that. So no, I don't think you should put all your money in gold and silver. I don't. But from time to time, I might end up being a little heavy in it based on my portfolio, and I need to thin it out. Other times, I don't think I'm heavy enough, and so I try to thin that out as well. So let's walk down this way so you guys aren't blinded the whole time. So that's my case for silver. I think we're going to have a chance to see it do both, but I think it's going to hit 25 first. So what I'd like you to do is leave a comment down below. Let me know, is silver going to 25 or 30 next, okay? Currently, it's sitting in the $27 range, and I want to know what you guys think. Is it going up or is it going down? And I want to know if you're buying. Are you guys buying right now, or do you think it's too high? That's also an interesting thing for people to look at. So take a look at these videos here. This is going to give you some more background on my belief around gold and silver and how to get started with it. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe and the bell icon so you'll be notified of more videos. And as always, peace out.